Hello everyone, a very warm welcome to this video. In the previous video we saw how to install Hadoop. In this video we are going to basically practice few Hdfs commands. Now Hdfs is a file system that basically breaks your data down into blocks of 64 to 128 MB and stores it across the cluster. In this video we are going to practice a few Hdfs commands. So let's get going. So if we wish to see the contents of my home directory in Hadoop, the command is Hadoop fsls. Now surprisingly, Hadoop fsls is equivalent to Hadoop fsls user training. It's because I am logged in as training, my home would automatically be user training. So that's the first command we try out. In the next command, we are simply viewing the contents of the root directory. So you have temp, user and where. One thing we should look at this particular command is if we do lsltr/, we see a different structure. Now coming back to the previous point, as I said, HDFS and Linux file system are two different file systems, and this particular command testifies that. When I do lsltr/, I see contents of Linux file system. When I do Hadoop fsls, I see contents of Hadoop file system. So far we've seen contents of my home directory in Hdfs and we've seen contents of the root directory. Now let's create a file and dump it. So we create a file, we add test.txt and we have some data here. Hi, how are you? Where have you been? And then we dump it. So we say Hadoop fs put test.txt in user training test.txt. So what we've successfully done is we've dumped test.txt here, and this could be viewed here. We can look at the content of test.txt in Hadoop file system, and we can actually remove the same also. And if you see, the test.txt is no more there. So in this exercise, what we've done is we saw how to see the content of our home directory in Hdfs, root directory in Hdfs, how to dump a file in Hdfs, how to view the contents, and how to delete a file. Let's quickly run these commands on the second machine just to ensure that we are all good. We say Hadoop fsls. This shows us content of our home directory. Right now there are two folders, input folder and output folder. Input folder was created by us in the previous exercise, and output folder was output of the MapReduce program. When we say Hadoop fsls root, we will see content of the root directory. We say Hadoop fs put here we are dumping a file. We can see the content of the file, and here we remove the file. So these were some commands that you can use on Hdfs file system, and that brings us to the end of this exercise.